Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Doodle Robot, and today I'm going to be covering part 4 of all of the coloring books I've purchased in 2021. I only started coloring in February, and so most of my books were purchased between February and early November. I purchased right like that first week of November, and I haven't purchased anything since, so I figure now is a good time to go over my collection. I did some damage. I got crazy about my new passion here, but I do like coloring, so I plan on doing it for a while. Today I'm covering the one-offs. Like, I only have one book by that illustrator, so we're going to look at all of those. And these are in no particular order. They're random because there's only one of them. They're all different sizes. I've got some 10 by 10s and other, regular piece of paper size, everything you can imagine. So we shall get started. Like I said, I only started coloring in February, and so these were purchased between February and early November. I haven't purchased anything coloring book-wise since then, and I don't think I will the rest of December, unless there's a super awesome sale on at Amazon or something. I don't think there will be any more this year. I could be wrong, but let's get started. So we've got, and I'm not sure how many of these even have colorings in them. I've been showing my finished pages as I go to in most of these books. So I've got Romantic Country, The Second Tale, and when I bought this one, I think it was actually the only one available. I think I picked it up also on one of those Amazon 3-for-2 sales. I got quite a number of my books that way to save money. So I was looking, and I was only buying, at the time, I was only buying like one of like every illustrator just to give them a test. And I have not, this is one of my early books, I have not reached for it yet. And I studied the first tale, the second tale, the third tale, and I'm like, this is the book I want, which is a good thing because I think it was the only one available on Amazon at the time. But I don't know. I look through it and I put it back. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get there and color anything ever. Seems good when I look. Some of these pages just have so much detail. Got to find that right balance between too much detail and not enough detail. And I do like detail, but something about the line work here as well that doesn't excite me a great deal. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm coloring in every book that I have. That is my first coloring goal, to color one page or two in every book that I have and move on to the next book. And then I will circle back around and color other things. As I'm doing this these series of videos, I'm also listing this is a book that I would like to, finish in a lifetime kind of thing. Not a year or anything. We're not getting crazy. Let's see. This one is Mythologica Beast to Color by illustrated by Richard Merritt and Sabine Reinhardt. Okay. I like this book. I saw it on somebody's channel, and I'm like, I have to get that. I do like Zen Doodle stuff inside things. And I don't have any Millie Murata books because they just, I don't know, there's something about them that just does not appeal to me. But this is similarly done, except this generally has a lot more like movement to it. Like, I feel like I could do something with that. So this is a good book. I think I don't have any colored in here either, but I think once I get going, I will like this one. I'll look at that with the snake or dragon with his mouth open. There are some really good ones in here that I really like. Took me a long time to figure out what this was. It's a troll. That's his nose. Had to look back. I kept looking at the table of contents, and I'm like, what is it? I don't see it. I love this one. I don't know what he's called, but it looks like Pan, the god Pan. Love that one. It may turn out to be one of those books that I add to my I want to finish this in my lifetime books. There's another one. Oh, I love this one with her little hat. That is so awesome. So, yeah, this is a cool book. That was Mythologica. Mythologica. However you say it. All right, and then I've got one. She's famous. This book terrifies me for some reason. Not the content, but I'm not sure how to attack it yet. So Camilla D'Erico. Cute and creepy. And I do like the cute and creepy subject matter. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's so sketchy compared to other coloring books. I'm gonna attack it one of these days. I do like this book. No regrets in buying this. I don't know what to do, how to do it yet. I will get there though. So definitely super cool. Whenever I see a video of somebody doing a color along on these, I watch them. They make it look so simple, and then I get the book out and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So, yeah. Super cool, cute and creepy. This is one that I really like. No pages in here. Gosh, maybe, oh no, there's a couple books that have pages done in them. I was worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a video where I have no finished pages. I like this one. Color the Road Not Taken. My favorite poem by Robert Frost. And, you know, that's the one where he takes the fork in the road. And this is, you know, over time I've discovered that it's like, I like kind of natural things, not realistically done, but with Zen tangles in them. For some reason I like that style a lot. So this is tailor-made for me. Super cool. I think it strikes a good balance between busy and not busy. I like his play with perspective in this book. I have a whole flip through of this one on my channel. So through the book on this side you get parts of the poem every few pages. Yeah, it's got that abstract nature of real things with Zen tangles in them. It's right. I usually don't like rabbits, but I rather like this page. Like the frogs. Yeah, this is a good book. Possibly one of those I might add to that list. Want to finish in a lifetime kind of things. I don't know yet. We shall see. I've got one of my first books I ever bought. There was the Creative Haven book I bought. That was my first. In my last video, I showed the dollar store books, and I showed the two coloring books by Crazy Art. I bought this one, I bought those books. So that was like my, I don't know, 4th, 5th, and 6th book I ever bought. That was before I discovered Amazon. This is Art with Edge, Art in the Streets. And this is a play. They've got murals on the buildings, but the murals come to life. So, and I haven't figured out how to color this either, but let's see. So we've got a picture of a water tank, you know, those kind that they have like on the roofs of New York City. But inside the water tank is the dragony snake thing, but he's also a mural on the wall. The whole book is like that. It's like, how am I going to do that? So the mural on the wall is the birds, but then there's the wires that they're supposed to look like they're sitting on. The whole book is a play on perspective, basically. It's that figure ground relationship that I played with on the zebra page by Kirby. So this should be right up my alley, but every time I look at it, it's like, I don't know what to do. Of course, like the spaceship one. That is right up my alley. I draw spaceships in a lot of things. So yeah. So I like this book. I have not attacked it yet, though. This might be my first one. The guy in the painting, but really he's holding the painting, but he's underwater too. So, awesome. Okay. Next up is an inheritance. I went to visit my cousin early on when I started coloring, and her sister had passed away, but in the last few, I don't know, months of her sister's life, her sister was coloring. So this was one of her coloring books that she gave me, and I kept, and I did do one picture in here. I wanted to play with my Ohuhu water-based markers, and I figured a design would be best to just play with them, but yeah, so this is like one of my first tryings with the Ohuhu water-based marker, and I started painting at the edge here because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to run out of ink. So I was a little stressed, but this is not a book I would have bought myself at all. And I still probably wouldn't buy it if I saw it in a store today, but it was a gift, and there's a page that my cousin had colored on. I want to do this page. And she was coloring like a child. It was like very scribbly. I tried to rub it out, erase it out there, and couldn't. So, but I want to do this page because I want it to be done by kind of her and me. I'll fix like what she scribbled on there. Yeah, so I definitely, even though it's a mandala and I don't particularly like mandalas, I want to do that page just because it would be a work of art by the both of us. And I do, now that I have this book, test page, I feel like it's a good practice book. Like, things will come out good because they're just designy, but I can practice different mediums in here without, you know, too much worry. So, yeah, I'm glad I have that book. There's no artist listed on there. This is just a Kaiser color book, Free Spirit. And I've got one from, I think this is her only book, I don't really know. Maybe she's coming out with one soon, Circle of Life. I think everybody has this book, so this is amazing. But sadly, I've only colored one picture in here because I'm coloring one and everything, and then, you know, moving on to the next book. So I have colored the giraffes. And I think it's all Prismacolor with a little bit of acrylic paint for the stars there. So, Circle of Life by, I cannot say this name, I'm so sorry, Melipomene. That. Okay. And I've got one Zen Doodle. I told the story in one of my previous videos about Hobby Lobby had a sale on several Creative Haven books that were $1.50. I think this one was marked down to around $3-ish maybe. And while it's not my cup of tea, for $3, I'm like, okay, I'll get it. It's got a few too many unicorns for my taste, but there are some interesting things in here. There's quite a few dragons, which appeal to me. There's lots of blank backgrounds, which I like because I can draw whatever I want in there. There's a couple of pictures in particular that I bought this. Oh, I like this one. I don't recall seeing that before. That I bought this book for. This was, I don't know if I was ever going to do this page, but this was done. I mixed way too much of this paint, which I used in one of my Creative Haven books, and I'm like, well, I can't waste it. I cannot waste stuff. So I looked through my books for a background, something non-threatening that I wasn't attached to, and the more I worked on this, the more I like this page. I really like this page a lot now. We call this Cat Bat. Although this paper is weird, some of my Prismacolors were sliding off, so I tried some new techniques here way back at the time. They were new to me, like I based the cat in Ohuhu water-based markers, and then I don't know if that's what made the Prismacolors want to slide off this paper, or if it's just the paper. The acrylic paint went down great. So I really like my moon. But I bought this for, it always comes down to art history with me. There are some Egyptian, kind of Aztec-y pictures in here as well, but I bought this because this is a play on a very famous Klimt painting called The Kiss. That's high on my list to do that one. There's also a few Egyptian ones in here that I want to do. Will we be able to find it? No, can't find the Egyptian one. But anyways, there's a few. There's an Aztec one and an Egyptian one that I would like to do in here. So that is by Magical Creatures Zen Doodle presents Antonia Cardella, Deborah Muller. And then, because I love sci-fi and have to seek out all the weird sci-fi books, I've got 404 Not Found. Not colored in yet, but this is a cute little story. And I have a flip through of this. You can refer to that video. It's a few months back, I think, but it's a story about a missing robot. Now, this is not Dr. Seuss, but it's by the Oatmeal. He tells, every day the robots wake and eat their daily robot cake. And every page has the little rhyme, like, what happened to the robot? Was he flushed down the toilet? Did he fall down the hole? Did he have a robo-romance? Was he attacked by a toilet squid? This is great. Okay, it's super good. So, lots of good pages. Some are very blank, some are very busy. It's interesting. It's different. Gotta like different. 404 Not Found by the Oatmeal. And my last book in this random category of one-offs is the Earth and Space Coloring Book featuring photographs from the archives of NASA. And this was one of those things I was ordering from Dick Blick. I desperately needed a certain colored pencil, so I ordered all the colored pencils I could. I was like, I don't know, $10 away from the free shipping and handling, and so I just put the order in, and shipping and handling was going to be $10, so I'm like, okay, either way it's going to cost me $45, so I'll just get a coloring book. And they didn't have much to offer, but they did have space, and I love space, so I got the space coloring book. So they've got their NASA photograph here, and then you try to do it over here. These pictures, I don't know how they come across on camera, but when I found the one video on YouTube that I could about this book, I'm like, oh, those pictures don't look that great. I used to be an abstract expressionist artist, so I'm like, I'll just do abstract expressionism over here, and we'll call it a day. But when I see these pictures in real life, I'm like, oh, some of these are really good. I think I might try to duplicate some of them over here. So, yeah. Earth and space. So super cool. I actually have two of these. The first one they sent was damaged, so I have a damaged book. I'm not sure what to do with it, but anyway, that is my final book for this miscellaneous one-off category of all my books purchased in 2021. I thank you for your time. I hope to see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, whatever it is for you. And we'll see you back here again next time. Bye-bye. Live long and prosper.